Ateh, a warm welcome to the Face Yoga Expert podcast. How are you today?
I'm really thank you. I'm so excited to be here. And it was lovely to meet you at the Bar Festival. And then now here we are. And can I just say I'm slightly obsessed with the glittery, sparkly wall.
I know, it's cool, isn't it? So I train people to be face yoga teachers, and one of our face yoga teachers lives over in New Zealand actually, and she makes these, and she said, Danielle, I want to make you one. And it's so cool. So it's a glittery background, and then she did the lights as well, because I was thinking, what do I want up there? And I like the gratitude piece, love, and she's done my logo and everything. So,
oh my God, genius. So nice. It's beautiful.
oh, so nice. Thank you. Well, talking about glittery, you've always got the most beautiful headpieces on. Every time I see you, you always look so stunning.
Oh, thank you. I love them. They're my crowns and they're handmade by a lovely lady called Emily at Rosings, London. And it's literally just crown yourself. That is my reminder.
I love that. And always the pink as well. I feel like that's your colour.
It makes me so happy and optimistic. If I told you 4 years ago I only wore black or grey, I don't know if that would blow
Wow.
your mind, but
Yes.
it was the pandemic which really sort of changed my life in so many different ways. But I thought, if this is it, I'm going to go out being me, being authentic, being joyful, and out exploded pink and color and my most authentic self. And I haven't kind of looked back. So yeah, I
Wow.
just want to do me hard. Yeah.
Yes.
This is who I am.
Love that. I just think the power of colour is so important. And I think it's so easy to forget that. It's funny because my sister, she actually came on the podcast this morning. So it's the first time we've ever done anything together. So I recorded an episode with her together because she's just left the corporate world and started her own business. But today she said she was having a tricky afternoon and she was going to wear bright pink trousers. And she just sent me a picture literally half an hour ago. And the power of colour. So important.
Just whack on some color, make yourself happy. I also like colorful nails. I like colorful makeup. It just makes you feel so much better. Did she have a wobble? Because I remember my friend, when she left her corporate job, she picked up her phone to call IT and then realized there was no IT department because she was in her living room.
Yes. So true, isn't it? Oh my goodness. That is, yeah. That is the way it is, I think.
You're like, there's no one to call.
Yeah. There's no one to call. No, she was absolutely chilled about the podcast. It was just we were talking about something else that was going on with our family, and she was like, you know what, I'm putting the bright trousers on. But I think she's made the transition quite well, actually, because I think it is a big thing when you're used to, like you say, having an IT department, having this department, that department, and suddenly you're like, oh, it's just me now in my house.
I've
So
been freelance since I was about 23. So, but I think, yeah, it's a state of mind, and it's a very different way of thinking and working. But yeah,
yeah, it absolutely is. And I know that you love your bright makeup as well. And you've got your amazing blusher range now, which are the most gorgeous colours.
so
Yes, tell us about them.
this is my brand, Ateh Jewel Beauty, which I launched last year, which I'm so proud of. I launched with 3 blushes into Harrods, which was just an absolute dream come true. Here they are. Let me get them. I have twin daughters and triplet blushes.
I love that. Those colours are stunning.
Oh, thank you. There's what's the watermelon, love plum plum, and radiant rav, which is, I call it my blush of dreams because I've been in the industry over 20 years, and they're the colours that are full of pigment, they're juicy, they're vegan, they have such a beautiful formulation, and it's something that I wanted everyone, all skin tones, that it pops and works really hard on. And yeah, so it was a real dream come true, and we've won over 6 awards, and we are now in Debenhams and Beauty Edit Mayfair and online, and it's just been absolutely amazing. But again, that is my color therapy. I literally put it on and I feel better and happier and brighter, and it's about being joyful from the inside out.
I love that. And I noticed on your website the different colours were for different skin tones. Is that very much like you pick one according to your skin tone, or can anyone use any of the colours?
Anyone can use any of them. They look amazing on everybody, and that was so important. Diversity, inclusivity, like, to make a pink that looks good on me and you was so important, because growing up, pinks just didn't pop hard. Like, look at that. They didn't even show up on my skin, to be
Wow.
honest. So that's the pink. When I was 15, I went to a beauty counter and I said to the beauty consultant, could I please have a pink blush? And she said to me, black girls don't blush and black girls don't do pink. And it literally broke my beauty heart. So when I look at that pink, it is a real FU to that lady and to anyone who tells you what you can and cannot do, because
Yes.
beauty and anything you want is for you. It just has to be packed full of color, and you know, you are the default setting. So this is Love Plum Plum. It looks amazing on me. It would look so dreamy on you. I'll send you some. It's
Yes,
like you've been
please.
eating, nibbling on cherries or berries. That's my cat Opal going nuts in the corner. And then there's Radiant Rab, which is named after one of my best friends, Ravinda. She has South Asian heritage, and I just wanted a beautiful coral that didn't look tinny or ashy on her, on me, on you. And I've never worn coral before because it always looks too. They always put white in the base, and so
Mhm.
that is a beautiful coral that just works so hard, lip and cheek, and it is so exciting, and
I
I love it.
love that.
It
That's amazing. And I love when
just
you can
makes
use it on your lips as well. And
yes,
even I do this
I
sometimes. I don't know, a little bit on your eyes.
or yes, I
Just a
absolutely
little bit on
loved
the
it.
corner. I
I
love
just
that.
it is so versatile, and I love it. Legally, I can say lip and cheek, but you know,
We just went for that bit.
yeah.
That's hilarious. We'll just leave dot 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 for that bit, but we all know where we can pop it. That's great.
I love it.
That's so
I personally love
funny.
it on the eyes as well. Oh
Oh,
no, but tell me a bit about you as well and face yoga. I love that.
oh, thank you. Well, I mean, we're here to talk about you today, but I know what we've got in common here is that we just love helping people to look good and particularly feel good to look good as well. And that's really, what my whole brand is about is just helping people with their wellness, feeling good in their mind, and just getting really naturally healthy, beautiful skin, but in a way that's very holistic. And I know that that's really what you aim to do with everything you do as well.
It's totally aligned. Where beauty for me is about loving yourself, expressing yourself, being playing. Just one of my daughters was little. She said, "You know what you do for a living, mummy?" I said, "What, Papa?" She went, "You finger paint for a living." Because of all the like, oh,
Oh,
I love that image of finger painting and nature and wellness and just beautiful ingredients. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy.
so happy. I love that. And something else we have in common is we both have two daughters, which
Oh,
is, yeah. So mine are 8 and 12. I think yours are a little bit older, aren't they?
13. They just turned that. I've got teenagers. Welcome. You're going to be hitting that juicy
Oh
age soon.
my goodness. And how are you finding they are when it's navigating the whole world of beauty? Because I know you've been in this industry in 17 years. You've seen all the changes that have happened over 17 years, which have been huge, the good, the bad, and the ugly, let's face it. How are you finding sort of navigating them going into thinking about their skin or self-image and that type of thing?
It's so interesting because they are completely generation. I'm Generation X, a very proud Generation X. They are alphas. They have grown up with TikTok. They've grown up with social media. They have got all the expertise and videos to their fingertips. So, like at 13, I looked so dodgy and like
Yeah,
over plucking
same.
my eyebrows
Horrendous.
and just
Yeah.
like, oh, and they look so super groomed. They are beauty princesses. They've been brought up with all of this around them, but also so for me, I'm like, are you kind? Are you helpful? Are you like of service to your community? You can do anything you can do anything you want in this world, just as long as you don't hurt anyone and you can clean up your own mess. That's that's
Yeah,
my message. Do
that's
anything,
I
don't
love
hurt
it.
anything, don't hurt anyone, but be
Yeah,
prepared to clean up the mess. And
definitely.
so in terms of beauty, I just want them to explore and have fun and express themselves and just, you know, have amazing tools at their disposal. But they love skincare, which is really interesting because at their age, I
Yeah.
was more into makeup, but
Yeah.
they love their skincare. They love their face masks and their um, serums and their, cleansers and this and that. And they do a double cleanse in the evening, and it's like they love their elements, cleansing balm, and they love all these different things, which I'm like, yes, I say to them, I hope you know that most 13-year-olds don't have access to this, so it's a
Yeah.
privilege. But
They are
thank you.
lucky.
You are lucky girls, but also I am very grateful you've got the good taste and you know the good products. And
Yes.
like literally all their aunties in beauty who have brands like Auntie Caroline Hirons and Auntie,
Yeah.
it's like
The
it's
best aunties.
literally Auntie Ruby Hannah, Auntie like it's like
Yeah,
you
this
know
is not normal.
not normal. This is not normal. So they are incredibly lucky, but also what an incredible time to be alive and just also my girls are mixed. So my ex-husband, their dad is like blonde blue eyes, and I'm Nigerian Trinidadian. So their experience of diversity and inclusivity is very different to mine. But I created a makeup palette collab with Superdrug last Christmas, and I sort of went into Superdrug. I was so excited to show them. I had this mantra about, you are the center, you are the default setting in the lid, and I was just so proud, not just for them, for me, but for the sort of broken-hearted teenager that grew up with all this negative noise about my skin color, about who I was. And I said, "Look, girls, look what mommy's done," and they were like,
Oh.
nice, yeah. And they could not be bothered.
No,
They're
of
like, the
course.
colors are cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at the messaging,
Yeah.
messaging. And they were like, okay, can we have a look at like
Yeah.
some nail polish over there? And I realized, after being mortally offended, I realized on my job that they're not that bothered because they have not been brought up with the negative noise that feeling othered. And I call it a beauty apartheid of going into a beauty space and feeling like you had to go to the back of the beauty buff where, the curl products or the brands for darker skin tones, because it was always sort of segregated. They have not grown up with that experience. So I was actually really proud that they were like, that's a nice palette, whatever, next,
Yeah,
because that's what it should be.
it should.
It shouldn't be so politically loaded, which it has always been for me. So I hope the world is changing. I'm trying to be part of that change, and for everyone just to have a good time. I say everyone is invited to my beauty party. What?
Yes, I love that. And it's so nice. I mean, it's so nice to hear you talk about your past and your story. And I know that really feeds into everything you do. And I really do see that you're at the forefront of changing things in terms of inclusivity and diversity within the beauty industry. Just from a personal point of view, I'm really interested in terms of you saying, your daughters are really into beauty, because me having daughters just a little bit behind that, I'm thinking, how am I going to navigate this? Because it's interesting, because my 12-year-old she couldn't be less bothered about makeup and skincare. She's very sporty. She's very good at football, very good at cricket. I've given her a little like Green People organic face wash and moisturizer, just because she's starting to get that hormonal skin. So just sort of use that. But I know she's not interested. My 8-year-old, funnily enough, I got sent lots of lovely skincare yesterday. As like you, I'm very lucky. I get sent lots of things from lots of brands. And she said to me, Mummy, why did you give some of that to your friends last week? You should have given it to me. And I sort of looked at her and thought, okay, you're right. And then she said, oh, Mummy, because I have my own brand. And she said, Mummy, can I use some of your serum every night? Because I really want my skin to look and feel softer. And I said, maybe. And I suddenly had that moment thinking, is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? It's the first time I've had to navigate that. Like, she's 8 years old. She's a very girly girl, for want of a better word. And I thought to myself, that's interesting. Why is she interested in having the skincare, using products, even using my serum? Is this a good thing? Have I sort of shown her that using that sort of serum myself, oh, mummy, your skin's always really soft. I like that. I want soft skin. Is it good? I mean, how do I navigate? I need your advice with having girls that are a few years older. This is just a personal question.
I say to her,
Yeah.
welcome. You're one of us. You're welcome to the beauty tribe because you care, and it's
Yeah.
inside. Some people don't care. Some people
Yeah.
care. She cares, and welcome. So I
Cares.
say, welcome to the beauty tribe.
Yeah.
Second of all, my daughters were like your eldest, where they were like wah 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 until it
Yeah.
was like the stroke of midnight on a particular day, and then they were like,
Oh my gosh.
and they raided the cupboard. So again, it can be that
Hilarious.
thing of like, whatever your mum does, it's not cool. Trust me, Blue Ivy does not think Beyonce is cool. I can tell you that. I bet you money. It's like your mother is the icon of icons, but it's your mum.
Yeah.
So
Oh, they couldn't care
whatever,
less.
single
Yeah.
ladies, whatever. So
Yeah.
I think there's a touch of that, but then they kind of like, so when my girls were kind of 12, and they were like, oh, whatever, mom, whatever.
Yeah.
Now they're like, can you please call up benefit and get me this? Can you please call? And it's,
Funny.
they literally rummage around the cupboards looking for stuff because I think they get over the, oh my God, my mom's so cringe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a really wonderful, fun world. And I think my job as their mum is to help them navigate it and just see it as what it is, which is a beautiful tool. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like a
Yeah.
hammer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a hammer, it's a tool. You can have fun with it, you can build things, but you are the center. You can put the hammer down, you can pick it up, but it's a tool. It's not your whole personality. It's not your whole this. It's something to enhance who you are. So that's my beauty mantra.
That's such a good mantra. And I think that's the way I will navigate it. I think, if my youngest is interested in learning about what I've got, I'll talk to her about it because actually she just wants to play, really. That's what she wants to do. She wants to play. But I think you're right. It's the messaging behind it
Yeah.
and
You
bringing
are
them
enough.
up. You are enough. You are enough is the word. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah.
It's not about, and I think people get so confused about beauty being superficial, this or that, because of the male gaze and all of that sort of
Yes.
1950s messaging that we all grew up
Yeah.
with. But for me, beauty is about completely personal experience. It's all about you. It's all about how you feel, your connection to nature. Like, you can talk to your daughter about the ingredients in your serum, and then there's suddenly a nature piece. It's like, why are these ingredients so important?
Yes.
Like in my blush, there's aloe vera, which is really soothing. There's shea butter, which is from West Africa. Where is West African? There's squalene and it's vegan. Da, da, da. And you can have so many interesting conversations if they are sciencey, if they're this or that. That's what beauty is amazing. Whatever you're interested in, from the color, from the art, from the science to the storytelling to the history. Like I love Melissa tea, and which is very calming, and I like Melissa in an ingredient in product. And I told my girls, did you know that 12th century nuns used to drink Melissa to chill out? And they used it as an antidepressant. They'd be like, okay,
Yes.
beauty is so
Amazing.
fascinating. So
It
just use
is.
it as a beautiful vehicle and tool that I think it is,
Oh,
definitely.
I love that. Amazing. And do you have any particular products or brands that you sort of couldn't live without?
Oh my God, there's so many. Like talking about Queen Bee, her sacred hair care is incredible. So like I have 40 coils and it's just a game changer. I love Ren, that's always been part of my beauty heart. Neil's Yard Remedy. Um, I literally, if I wasn't being burnt as a witch 300 years ago, I'd probably be in a forest mixing herbs together. So it
Same.
tickles.
Same.
we just this forest crushing some mints and making
I know.
tinctures.
And do you know, there's a part of me that often still craves that. Sometimes I say to my girlfriends, wouldn't it be easy if we just all went and lived in a forest together? No men, just women together. We lived off the land. We made our own beauty products. They have the red tent for when it's a time of the month.
I'd be I'd be crushing up those berries, making
Yes,
blushes. You'd
exactly.
be
With
making
our
your
feet.
skincare. I completely get it. So, like,
Yeah.
yes, I would. Yeah, that's what I would be doing. Yes, and it's just really healing. For me, beauty is healing. It's all about just tapping into that really divine energy inside of you because we are nature and beauty at its best. The positive beauty that I love is just all about fragrance to heighten your senses. Like, you feel, God, I was at Aromatherapy Associates 2 days
Mm.
ago. They've got a new blend coming out, and some of my like the deep relax, and like my daughter has she's singing in class today, and she's like, "Mummy, I'm so nervous," and I was like, sprinkling on some Aromatherapy
Oh,
Associates
spraying
de-stress.
her.
I was like, put it on your pulse point.
Yes.
Put it. I said, there's a little well here. Roger Dove taught me that.
Yes.
There's a little well here. You just put a dot there, and it heats up in it, and you can smell it. I said, put it in your hands and do some breath work. And so I just put it. I gave it to her, and she's like, "Thank you. It's making me feel better." So at its best, beauty is so healing and wonderful. So aromatherapy associates. I love Cora. Miranda Kerr, she's my sister from another mister. As I say, I just love her and everything she stands for and her ethos. Makeup wise, my brand, Bobbi Brown, Mac, Jones Road. No, I mean, there's so many, and then I mean, skincare. There's so many parts of beauty that I love, but I do tend to go towards the more kind of witchy, natural,
Yeah.
connected,
I'm the
well-being,
same.
spiritual products.
Do you
Yeah,
know, and it's the story behind it. I think that's what it is. You know, it's nice to hear about the natural products. It's nice if it's organic and it's from the land and all of that. But I always think it's a story behind a brand. And when you really connect with that, it just puts another layer to it. And I think it has a different energy to it as well.
I think brands are who you are.
Yeah.
And if you pour yourself into your brand, like I have, like you obviously have,
Mhm.
it is a complete extension of my personality and who I am and my ethics and my values. And so I do think, especially today, beauty consumers, they want to buy into communities and brands rather than how maybe we grew up in the 90s or noughties, where it was just like, hot girl on the poster, another hot girl on the poster,
Yes.
which is like
So
the place for that.
true.
Love a
So
supermodel.
true.
But
Yeah.
it's just a different. I've got a. There's no shade, but it's just a different energy.
It's such a different energy. And are there any products or brands that you're like, I would completely stay away from? I wouldn't want my daughters using anything you've come across which you think, oh, not really for me.
Anything with negative messaging
Mm.
and really kind of toxic ingredients or things that are not going to be good for them, they're not sustainable. Like, I just think it's about being a really smart beauty consumer and putting your money, energy, and focus into products which do good, make you feel good, and are have a good place in the world. So that's where I want to put my energy. I want my children to devote their energy, and that will be loving to yourself. You have to honor yourself.
You do. I completely agree. And what about sort of in clinic treatments? I know you have loads of products you use at home. Do you go to the clinics for anything? Any sort
Yeah,
of go
love a
tos?
facial, love a bit of Botox. I lost quite a lot of weight recently,
Okay.
and like until you need something, you're like, oh, I'm fine, thank you, until you need it. And so, like, I lost so much. I lost my natural filler, and my face kind of went.
Mm-hmm.
So I had some Botox with Dr. Sabrina at Perfect Eyes, Dr. Sabrina Shah, who's amazing and a really good friend. I love a good facial. You can get your face into really beautiful hands. That's amazing. I love a deep tissue massage. Amazing new friend and masser called Alfonso, who's just incredible. Literally, it was like I heard angels singing. I was like, oh,
That sounds amazing.
it's just life changing. And so like really good treatments are so healing, so incredible. Um, but in terms of bit of Botox, about
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, and how have you found doing the boat? I mean, I've not had it myself, mostly because I do my face yoga. Well, definitely because of that. But it's interesting because you say that it's something you've come to more recently.
Maybe 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Again, I think there's something I call hysterical beauty where it's like, oh, if I don't have a red lipstick, I can't answer the door. I hate that. Oh, if I can't have Botox, like I can't, like, don't look at me.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel fabulous, lean in. If I don't have it, that feels so cool. I can feel my face is getting a bit like, I'll go have a little touch up. But it's just as I please, and it's not hysterical.
Yeah, no, I get that completely. And I just think we're so lucky now, in particularly in our country, and this is not the case across the world, but in our country, that most people have a choice of what they do for their own skin and their own body. And really that is the first time, well, definitely in our living history, but really in history, that women have that choice. And I think people always think because, I teach face yoga that I'm against things like Botox or fillers or even surgery. And I'm not at all. I'm actually really pro-choice because I think if we can, as women, feel good and we're able to go and get something which helps us feel good, then we should do it. I mean, as long as we're doing it in an informed way, we're going to the right people, because I think that tends to be the problem now. That's where, because what I hear, and I'm sure you hear it too, but I often get a lot of the horror stories that people have gone for Botox or gone for fillers. I remember this poor girl messaged me. She's like, is there any exercises I can do apart from my face? I'm getting married next week. I had Botox for the first time. One side of her face had literally dropped. I think it had affected a nerve. And she just sent me this picture. I thought she was beautiful, awful as well. I thought this poor girl, and I've heard so many horror stories of that. People coming to me and saying, like, is there anything that I can do to correct my face? And of course, I can't help them correct their face overnight. But I think it's often, well, sometimes I think it's bad luck. There's always going to be a percentage of people it's bad luck, but I think often it's going to people who aren't medically trained, or they're going because it's cheap. And I think that's where the concern is, actually.
I always say you have a painter decorator and you've got Michelangelo. They both mess around with paint, but go
Yeah.
to Michelangelo when it comes to your face.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get what I think a lot of the time you get what you pay for, but
Yeah.
it's also about just do your research. Do
Mm.
your research. Go, find influencers, magazine, people who you really trust, and get opinions, get second opinions, go for consultations. And also, when it comes to anything with weddings, nothing new within 3 months.
Nothing new. I completely
6 months,
agree.
nothing new.
No,
Facial
yeah,
products,
nothing.
treatments, nothing new. So yeah, I mean, that's the nightmare and the horror story. But
Yeah.
again, the more if you do anything from power and education and love, you really half you reduce your risk.
You really do. And often, when I've said this before, people have said, well, it's okay, if you're in a privileged position where you can pay for the top doctors in Harley Street or whatever to have your Botox. But actually, I think if you are going to pay for Botox, it'd be better to go once a year rather than every 3 months, and go for someone that's more established and more expensive rather than someone cheaper and you're going every sort of 2 to 3 months.
Literally, it's like my mama told me, quality over quantity. investment, always investment pieces in fashion.
Yeah.
Always like it's better to just do one hit or two hits a year than lots. Or I'd rather go to Primani, save my money, and go to a good Botox if that's your priority.
Yeah.
It's like it's choices.
Definitely,
It's
definitely.
not easy. It's not easy, but choices. Yeah.
It's not easy. And I think it's particularly not easy now because of social media. I mean, you and I have seen the industry change so much. I've also been in the industry for 19 years now. And actually, we've seen it go from zero social media. People didn't even have websites or email addresses. It literally wasn't that. If you were going to get any sort of marketing for your business, it would be in the press and in TV. And that, I guess you're in the public eye for that. But it's not the same as showing up every day on social media. And I quite like, I'm sure you're the same as me with this, and I quite like it, the fact that I didn't have that for so many years, because it makes me, I guess, less bothered about what I look like on social media now. But I do think about the generation coming up, not just girls our daughter's age, but even people in their 20s and 30s that actually have grown up with that, or are running a business where they started on social media. There's so much pressure. There is
Pressure and
so
noise.
much
Yes.
noise.
It's noisy and you think
Yes.
you're failing because look at this girl, look at that person, look at this person. And it's you just have to stay in your lane and put blinkers on, and just like, I'm a very competitive person, but only with myself.
Yeah.
So that, I think that is peaceful. So it's like, how well did I do compared to last year? Not who everyone around me is doing. Like, what is and also success to you could be such a different thing. So like, am I more peaceful than I am this year than last year? And that's not about money. That's
Yeah.
about peace. So also, what are you equating the race with? And don't look around, look inside. Like, you can make less money last year, but will be more peaceful this year. You could be more peaceful. It swings around about. And like, what is important? Like, gratitude, peace, love. What's behind
Yes,
you?
exactly.
Literally compete with
Literally.
yourself in
Mm,
raising those.
it is.
Anything else, not how many handbags you have, not how many holidays you've had. Gratitude, peace, love. Be competitive with filling those cups up, and I think you will be happier.
I completely agree. And when you're looking towards 2025, what are your goals, personal and professional, for 2025?
Professional, I'd love to start my podcast. I want to write
Yay.
books. I want a TV show.
Yeah.
I want to be on Strictly.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you
I want to
have to do Strictly. That would be amazing.
be Cha and Strictly, lift that glitter ball. Those are some professional. Have my brand explode, more products, more, like, I have a fragrance. I have so many different things I want to bring to market. Uh, Personally, I want to stabilize my type 2 diabetes. It's falling. I'm now pre-diabetic. I want it reversed and gone. I also want my ex-husband gone. Sign the papers. I just want to be happy and just stable and balanced and just enjoy my life and just, I am really grateful. I am really lucky. It's been such a roller coaster. I can't tell you. Like, I launched my business 5 days after telling my husband to go do one. Like, so yeah, you can't make it up. It's just been the wildest ride. So that was July 1st, 2023, my 26th year relationship marriage imploded. And so for me, it's just, I'm really grateful because I'm so much happier, more peaceful and healthier. And just, just for my children to be happy, just for everyone, and even for him to be happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone be peaceful and kind.
Oh my gosh, they're amazing goals. This is putting my launch a new course to shame here. You've got Strictly, you've got Big Brand, you've got TV shows.
I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot.
You've got divorces, you've got everything.
It's a lot. There's a lot of boom.
This is big. 2025 is going to be your year. I feel this.
I mean, I'm like, you know what? It's amazing. Every year I'm grateful for. We're alive. We're here. Yeah. We are, we live in relative safety. We have clean drinking water. Like, I was telling my girls, like, tell me 3 things you're grateful for, and they were having a bad day. I was like, do you know 80% of people don't have clean water to drink? Yeah. Do you know there are no bombs falling outside? Like,
I know.
Like, you're good.
Literally. Yes.
Literally. So I try and think big picture at all times.
That's so important. And when you are going through a difficult time, do you have any sort of like go-to like wellness routines or rituals or anything that you do?
I've just started to work out, which I love so much, with BB at Bamford the Club, which has been just, it's just really improved my health and my strength. I love to dance. I love to dance with my ballet teacher, Cara Scarlett. Wow. I love to dance with my lovely friend Bonnie from SOS. For dancing, going for a walk in nature, having a bath. That's the most decadent thing. I have a bath every day. Same. And just put beautiful oils and just relax and live my best life. So these are things that I find very healing.
This is amazing. Well, this is why I need to be on Strictly. I didn't realise you did this much dancing. I thought this was just a dream, but this is actually something you're practicing. You are preparing.
I am preparing. I've got my head in the game. I want to lift that glitter ball. I'm going to make it happen somehow, but I need to cha-cha-cha and I need to like samba and rumba, and I'm ready. I'm getting ready.
Oh my gosh, we are here for it. I'm literally coming to watch this. I can see it happening. Next Christmas, you're going to be there holding up the Strictly trophy.
Barclay spandex, that's what I'm manifesting, babe. Yeah.
This is epic. I love it. And final question, if you were to share with everyone your top tip for inner peace, what would that be?
Tell yourself that you're enough and you're worthy. And everything will get better. You got this, and just have faith, which is really hard. But yeah, it will be okay. Even when it's not okay, it's still okay.
It will be okay. It's such an important message for sure. And if people would like to see about your amazing blushes or follow you on social, can you tell us where we can do that?
Please have a little city chat and say hello. I'm on Ateh Jewel, ATEH, Jewel, JEWEL. On Instagram, my brand is atehjewelbeauty.com. You can get me at Harrods, Debenhams, Beauty Edit, Mayfair, and online. And just come and say hello, have a chit chat. And I do lots of Instagram lives, and it's a really safe, fun, joyful community and space. So please do come and join in.
Amazing. And we will have to do an Instagram live together, and I can show you some face yoga. We can do a bit of face yoga together.
Can we please do that next week? Like literally.
Yeah. Like today.
Like today. I'm overexcited. Let's do it.
Let's do it. This is going to be great. Okay, watch your space, everyone. We're going to do this for sure.
All you have to do is just walk around going face yoga. Look at your skin. It's glorious.
Thank you. Well, I have a ring light in front of me today, so I think that gives the extra glow. That's always good. But Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Ateh, you're so lovely, and thank you for joining me today.
Well, thanks for asking me. Lovely to see you all. Thank you.